a big team to hold this online lecture. Okay, let me just give you a brief introduction. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Xu 老师, Shi 老师, and the students from the schools in the United States. And I am Dong 老师 from Xi'an, China. Now you can see we have the Qi 老师, Qi Wenjing 老师, and Han 老师 is our calligraphy. They are the museum educators in the Emperor Qin Shihuang's. This is Han 老师. Now they are at the Emperor Qin Shihuang's Terracotta Army Museum. And today they will give you a brief introduction about how to read and write Qin small script. And Han 老师 will teach you how to write. Qi 老师 will make this introduction. I will give this floor to these wonderful museum educators. Qi 老师, okay, please.
Hi everyone, good morning. Now I'm in the Emperor Qin Shihuang's Mausoleum Site Museum, and today we're going to teach you how to write Chinese ancient styles. First, we have a short brief introduction about the basic history of Qin Dynasty. Now please look at PowerPoint. Here we can see before the first emperor unified China as a whole country for the first time, there used to be different kingdoms, and they have their very own writing styles. And along the 2,000 years history of Chinese history, as here you can see, and then they run to the bronze inscriptions. And then they have seal scripts, cursive scripts, and running scripts. Until today, we have this kind of regular scripts. And all those different kind of scripts are still used by the Chinese people because it can perform as an art formation for people to know about Chinese history. And today we're going to see how they become a certain one running styles. And over here you can see a map of the 7 states in the spring and autumn period. And those 7 powerful vessels emerged on the land of China. So they have their own territory.
Actually is a part of,
they have their own policies. And you can see right here to the left, that's a Qing state originally. And later he unified the whole country as a they unified the other 6 states as a whole country for the first time. And after his unification, he emerged all those different states like Han, Zhao, Wei, Chu, Yan, Qi, Qin, and so many of them. And after unification, we can see that before the first emperor unified the whole country, there used to be all those different states, and they have their own writing styles. And now you're looking at the character that was kind of like horse in Chinese history. So that's called Ma. I figured that one is quite familiar to you. That's Ma in Chinese, but they have all their different writing styles. So even the same word Ma can be written in different types. So that's why the first emperor needs to unify them. And because they have the paperwork or other measures need to carry out from the central government to the whole country, so they need to use a certain writing style to do that. And then the first emperor here himself is called Emperor Qin Shihuang. And after the unification, that's the whole territory of the Qin kingdom, the Qin dynasty. And from that part, he carried out a series of measures, not only like the standardization of written language, but also like the measurements, the currency, all of that was used to consolidate the first emperor's power. And right here, you can see that's the Chinese inscription, like in small seals inscription, and they're called, those 2 words are called 中国. That means China. And right here you can see some basic characters of the small seal. First, you can see some of the words are symmetrical. Sometimes they're symmetrical from the left to the right, and sometimes they are symmetrical from the top to the bottom. And over here, you can see the whole word like 国 over there. They have the inner part and the outer part, and there is no turning ankles which are so straight like 90 degree, but sometimes they're kind of like a round tip. So later we'll all use these different small characters during the running part. We'll learn how to write the Chinese small seal, and those characters will be shown in later practices. And now we can see those different type of inscriptions we saw before on the first page. They were all written the same word that was called ma in Chinese. And those different types are very beautiful and they're so interesting. But today we're only going to learn, like here, seal scripts. That's called 小篆 in Chinese. And that's a certain language unified by the first emperor. And later we're going to learn some strokes. So those are the basic strokes which can help us learn how to write a small seal. All those Chinese characters are symbolized by those one part of the stroke one by one. So later we'll try some basic writing styles. We'll follow Miss Han and she will show us how to do that. Now you can see we have some Chinese small seal script and some pictures. You can match with each other. They were really symmetrical and sometimes they're really symbolic. You can even see this picture of a cow looks real like the Chinese word 牛. So they are very similar. That's word 牛. Next one. We have the sheep, that's 羊. That character is just like the antler of this small sheep. The next one here, that's very clear. We have this word called ear. That's R in Chinese. So we can see all those characters can be shown from the Chinese words. And later we'll learn how to write them one by one. And this one is ma, as we saw before. There are different styles of small seal script. And next one here, we have the shan, that's mountain. And it looks like the mountains over here. And this one is mu, that's kind of like a wood. So the wood is made of a tree. So that looks like a tree in Chinese character. And here we have fire. So those strokes just like the flaming fires. And this one is the shell. 贝壳的贝 in Chinese, shell. So all those we'll try to practice them later. And now we'll have the cameraman shared us with Miss Han. We'll try to write those small seal scripts stroke one by one. Okay, first we're going to write them with this kind of this writing styles. You have to prepare some tools. If you have a brush, you can use a brush, but if you do not, you can also use your pen, pencil, or anything that can write. Now you're looking at Miss Han, she's using a brush to write a Chinese style. So 小篆are usually written by a brush. Now we're going to start the first stroke, 横, the horizontal stroke. Now Miss Han will show you. Okay, Miss Han said that she will show you how to use a brush if you have one. You can see that's how your fingers will put on the brush. That's how you use a brush to write. Okay, now first we're going to write the stroke 横, the horizontal stroke. Okay, you just saw that Miss Han reversed the concealed tip to the left top and turn the round tip and go right. Then move the whole tip to the end. So that's a 横. She will show you again. Reverse the concealed tip to the left top and turn the round tip and go right. Move to the end and turn back a little bit to the left. So that's how to write a horizontal stroke, 横. Now let's practice one more time. Reverse the concealed tip to the left top and turn it to the right until it goes to the end and turn it back a little bit. That's the end. Okay, that's 横, horizontal stroke. Do you follow? Do you need to one more times to get familiar with this horizontal stroke, everyone? 大家需要再写一遍吗 So you can see over here, we have the real horizontal stroke, and this one shows us how to write this stroke. So you can follow this sign. So Miss Han will show us again. First, reverse the concealed tip, move to the left top, and then turn around, go to the right, and move it to the end. Then turn back a little bit, and that's the end. So that's 横 horizontal stroke. 大家学会了吗？那我们接下来写下一个。Let's move on to the next one. The vertical stroke. 竖 vertical stroke. Miss Han will show us first. Okay, that's a vertical stroke. Miss Han will show us how to write it. That's a vertical stroke. So first, we will let the tip moves up forward and then backward and slowly pulling up the apex. So you see, that's how to write a vertical stroke. Make sure the tip moves upward and then backward. And keep the tip of this brush vertical and then turn the front to move the brush downward. And do not pause during the whole stroke. That's a vertical stroke. Let's try again. The trick is do not pause until you finish this stroke. 大家看到了吗？我们再写一遍。写这个竖的诀窍就是中间一定不要停顿。From where you start until you finish the stroke, do not pause. Let's try again. Miss Han will show us. Let the tip of this brush moves upward and then backward. And make sure that the tip of this brush was held vertical. Then turn the front to move downward and do not pause during the whole process. That's a vertical stroke. 竖. Okay, let's try one more time. 大家学会了吗？那我们已经学了2个笔画。We have already learned about 2 strokes, the horizontal stroke and the vertical stroke. Now we'll employ those 2 types of strokes into a word. 牛 and 羊, that means cow and sheep. Let's try to write a serious word. 牛 first. That's a horizontal stroke with a vertical stroke. That's 牛. Let's try one more time. 我们再写一遍。韩老师，上面这2个半弧是什么呢？什么笔画？
上弧。
上弧。We can see that the whole word consists of different parts. We have write 2 arcs first on the upper part, and then a vertical stroke and horizontal stroke. That's a cow, 牛. Now you see the vertical stroke. Let's try one more time. 我们再写一遍牛。
三个笔画，一个上弧，一个横，一个竖。
There are 3 different types of strokes. First, we have 2 arcs. The upper arcs, 2 half of the upper arcs. Then the next one is a horizontal stroke. The last one is the vertical stroke.大家可以自己再写一下这个牛字。So when you're writing a 小篆 style, first you will make sure if your brush tip wants to go to the left, and then you start with right. So you start with a different direction and then move to the end. That is same as if you want to write a horizontal stroke. You go to the left first, and then you run the stroke to the right. If you want to go right, you will go left first. And if you want to go up, you go down first. And the key is to pay attention to the symmetry here. That most of the small seal scripts are symmetrical. Okay, now let's try the third stroke. This one is called the horizontal band, 横弯. That is consists of a horizontal stroke and a small arc. At first, you need to go left and then go to the right. Reverse the conceal tip and move the brush to the left, and then turn it to the right, and then move it down naturally, and slow down and lift it up. That's a horizontal band, 横弯. Let's try one more time. Right. Then turn the tip down naturally. That's a horizontal bend, 横弯. Because we go to the left first and then turn the tip to the right. So that's how you can see every tip of the Chinese small seal script are round. So they have round tips. 我们在写这个字的时候，如果想要往右边走这个笔画，会先从左边开始，往左边绕一下，再往右边。如果说要想往下写的话，先往上绕一下，再往下写。所以大家可以看到每一个笔画的这个顶部和尾部，它都是圆润的。They all have the round tips. That's also one of the very significant characters of the small seal script. Let's try one more time. The horizontal band. 大家学会了吗？横弯。Make sure that your brush keeps vertical. Let's try one more time. Okay. Reverse the tip and move it to the left, then turn it to the right and move it down naturally. So that's a horizontal bend, 横弯. 大家学会了吗？如果大家觉得这个进度快的话，也可以打字幕让我告诉我们。如果觉得快的话，我们可以慢一点。Do you think it's too fast? If you can handle with this, we will move on to the next one. Okay? Okay, now let's write the next one. Street band. Miss Han will show us how to write a street band, 直弯. Now let's look at how she will write this word first. Reverse the concealed tip and move it upward, and then turn downward. And then follow the whole trend and turn to the right, and slowly move the brush down. 直弯. 我们请韩老师慢慢的，我们再写一遍。First, keep your brush vertical. 我们保持毛笔是直立的。然后我们接下来呢 ，reverse the round tip up forward and then downward. 我们先把笔锋朝上一下，再往下写。Then follow the trend and turn the pen to the right. 我们把这个弯朝右拐。And then slow down, move it. 再接下来向下端。That's a street band. 我们再请韩老师慢慢的写一遍。You go to the upward first and then downward, and turn right slowly and move it down. As 直弯 street band. OK， 我们请韩老师再来给大家写一下他的这个示意的笔画是怎么写的。Reverse the tip first upward and then downward, and follow the trend, turn it to the right, and then move it down. That's horizontal bend, 直弯。我们可以看到呢，还是先把这个笔锋朝上。Move the concealed tip to the upward part first, and then go downward, and then turn right, and make a bend. 那我们再来看一遍韩老师写。
毛笔的这个尖就要笔锋，这个叫锋。
This part is the tip of the brush. .好的，韩老师写完了，那么请大家再自己练一下。刚才我们都在看，我们再动手实际操作一下。It's quite harder to write this street band than those strokes we have learned before. So we'll practice much more. We have already learned about 4 different types of strokes. And if you already got familiar with those 4 strokes, we're going to write a word. That's Chinese character 马 horse. 大家如果有觉得刚才学的这4个笔画还有不熟悉的地方，我们可以再练习一下。如果大家都掌握的话，我们接下来就要再学一个新的字，中国字里面的马字。OK， 可以再练习一下。如果需要练习，请把这个留言打在评论区。If you need to practice much more, please let us know in the comments area. If you don't need any more practices, we'll move on to the next word. Okay, let's move on. Now, 韩老师 will show us how to write 马. So look clearly and carefully see how she will write this word 马。我们先请韩老师示范一遍，我们先看一下。刚才韩老师示范了一下怎么写这个马。那现在呢，我们把这个字拆解开成不同的这个笔画，我们来看看怎么写这个字。好，我们请韩老师来一笔一笔的写。This word 马 is composed of several different strokes. First is 横 right? 是先写一个横，对吗，韩老师？
是的。
好 ，Let's write a horizontal stroke first. 横。我们稍等一下，等大家写完之后，我们再继续。The first stroke of this character 马 is 横 horizontal stroke. 大家写完了吗？那么接下来的这一步呢，就是刚才我们练过的直弯 straight bend. Next stroke is straight bend. Those are the two first stroke of this word 马。我们先写了一个横 a horizontal stroke. Then there is a straight bend. 再写了一个直弯，一个横加一个直弯。给大家一些时间。We'll give you some time to try to practice these two strokes, and then we'll move forward.那我们接着写下一步。
还是横。
Okay. Miss Han says there are two more horizontal strokes right here. And try to make sure those three horizontal strokes look like the same. 大家写的时候注意这个笔画的用力的大小和它的长度，尽量保持一致。So there are two more horizontal strokes. 下一笔是什么呢，韩老师？
外弧。
Okay, we're going to write an arc. So when we're going to write an outer arc, the main point is that to start the whole stroke of these arcs, they should be consistent, not biased. They are symmetrical and natural. That's an arc. 外弧。下一笔好像也是一个弧，是吗？
是的。
Now let's write a smaller arc right next to it. So there are two arcs to the left. Now you can see that Miss Han is labeling all those strokes, so you can make sure the right order 韩老师贴心的在每一个笔画旁边都写上了这个序号，数字序号，大家就可以看到，写这个笔画的顺序是什么。We'll start from first one, horizontal stroke, then the second one, a straight band, and then number 3 and number 4, 2 more horizontal strokes, and then number 5 and number 6 are both arcs. Now let's finish the last stroke. This number 7 step is also an arc. 这个第7步也是一个弧，对吗？
对，外弧。
我们刚看到这个第7步也是一样的。The 7 step are quite similar, like number 5 and number 6. They're symmetrical, but to different directions. This one is a right arc. 最后一笔是什么呢，韩老师？
一样的，还是外弧。
Okay, let's write the last one. It's also an arc, but longer. That's number 8. So that's how we write in Chinese character, 马. There are 3 types of strokes used when you're writing 马. They're horizontal strokes and straight band and also arcs. 这个字比较难，大家不着急，我们先慢慢写。那我们可以一边写一边看看韩老师，请韩老师再给大家演示一遍。韩老师 will show us one more time, but slowly. 我们请韩老师慢慢的写。First, a horizontal stroke. Then a straight band. Straight band. Then 2 horizontal strokes. You can follow the numbers Miss Han already written on paper. Arc. 我们可以看着韩老师标的序号，一个一个的写。One more arc. To the left. 再往左边再写一个弧。下一步呢是在右边写一个弧。The right arc. That's a 马。那我们请老师把上面这部分给大家都展示到一起，我们可以看到我们今天学的所有的笔画和字。我们今天主要学了有5个不同的笔画。We have already learned 5 different types of the Chinese strokes. First, we have the horizontal stroke, then vertical stroke, horizontal band, straight band, and arc. We have learned about 5 different types. And now is question time. If you have any other more questions about the Qing dynasty history or about the Chinese writing styles, you can leave the comments down below and we'll see that and we'll answer the question. 如果大家有问题的话呢，可以在评论区里面提问，我们会跟大家回答。大家有问题吗？We have 5 minutes left. If you have any questions, let us know. If there's no more questions, we'll try to practice these two words one more time. Okay? 那大家如果没有问题的话，我们请韩老师再来给大家回顾一下我们今天学的2个字。First is 牛，对，我们再写一下今天学过这2个字，牛和马。
没有问题的话，再写一个字。
先写个牛吧。Make sure these two arcs are symmetrical and connected together, and then horizontal stroke. Then write down a bit. That's a vertical stroke. It's a new. Okay, next one, 马。And through these practices, we have learned about the strokes and the order of the strokes. And I believe everyone is much more confident about writing small seal script, 小篆. And then Miss Han, after she write this word, 马, she will show us 2 more words. You can practice later after this class. So do you know how to say the United States in Chinese? Do you know that? It's the pronunciation is 美国. So next, we're going to let Miss Ma show us how to write those 2 words. So 美, they have the meaning of the beautiful, and 国 refers to country. So 美国 is kind of like beautiful country. 我们请韩老师来给大家写出来这2个字，我们可以在课后练习。我们请韩老师来给大家展示一下。You don't need to follow, but you can watch her write those 2 words right here. And later you can try to practice it after the class, because those 2 words are much more difficult than the one we learned before, 美国. So now she's writing 美. That's a word, 美. You can capture the screen, then later try it. Because those 2 words are quite difficult to write. So you can capture the screen and then try to practice after the class. It may take a longer time to write. So those 2 words are 美国. You can capture the screen, take a shot. That's how to write America in small seal script. .好的，我们的毛笔字的课程呢，基本上到这里就告一个段落了。 看其他老师还有什么问题，或者还有什么意见吗？我们还需要再多练习吗？或者有什么问题吗？We have learned cow 牛、马、牛 and 马。Okay, I saw that there is a question in the comment zone. They asked about the Chinese phrase about 牛 and 马. That was actually said because in ancient China, because there is an agricultural society, so they will let cow and horses to be the main labor force. So they will use them during the whole farming process. So they are very hardworking. So that's quite a phrase that used to say if someone is very hard work at work, but they have some different type of meanings because it's not a very positive word in Chinese. 刚才有同学问到做牛做马，那这个牛和马呢，在中国古代是我们主要的生产力，所以在使用这个词的时候呢，一般会形容一个人他的工作或者说他做事情非常的辛苦，但是呢，它不是一个积极的正面的词汇，它有一些贬义的这个含义。They are not that quite positive when you're using this phrase. So we have already learned about 5 different strokes and 2 words, 牛 and 马. And also we showed you how to write America in Chinese Maoxiu script. And that's basically all about today's class. If you are interested in Chinese culture or you want to know more about Qing Dynasty and Qing culture, please make sure to follow us next time. And also you're really welcomed here.
Okay, thank you,
谢谢。
齐老师。
Okay.
Thank you, 齐老师. And dear students, do you have any questions? You can raise your hands. We can unmute you, and you can talk with 齐老师 and 韩老师 directly. 石老师 and 徐老师, what about you? Shi Lao Shi, Xu Lao Shi, do you have any questions?
Thank you so much for the calligraphy session. It's wonderful. I think our students greatly enjoyed it. They already have some prior knowledge about calligraphy, but we have never practiced the 小篆 before. And could you tell us a bit more about how 小篆, like how it is important in Qin Shi Huang's government?
Okay, now 秦小篆, we know that it was a standardized writing system after Emperor Qin Shi Huang unified China for the first time. Before Qing Dynasty, now which we discussed the last lecture, now Emperor Qin Shi Huang unified China in 221 BCE. Now before that, China was divided into several states. In the several states, they had different writing systems. So it was really hard for people to communicate, to do the business, to communicate with each other, to have the society developed. So after the unification of the China and after the standardized writing system, so you can see the people can communicate. The books can be written in the same writing systems. So it is easy, right, for the daily life. And China developed. So, and this is one of the key achievements that Emperor Qin Shi Huang attributed to China.
Thank you, Dong Laoshi. That's a very important piece of history our students should know. Yeah, thank you. It's great.
Okay. Yes, so you can say is at first when you saw the Qin Xiaozhuan, it looks hard, but after the 2 wonderful teachers introduced how to read and how to write, I'm sure that students can write it by yourself. the strokes, right? If you gain the principles of the strokes, the basic strokes, it is not hard. So you can practice with your papers, with your brush. We use a brush. Brush is much better than the pencil. Okay, we have students who raised a hand. Juhan. Okay. Juhan, 要求解除. I have unmute you. Can you unmute? Yeah. Now you can ask your question.
So, how did the Chinese characters develop? Because I know these words look really different today.
Yeah, 齐老师, can you just give them that slide?
Yeah, we have saw before on the PowerPoint that you saw there are so many different styles. And those different styles were employed by different 用正在放，您稍等。
好. So we have the evolvement of Chinese calligraphies, and 秦小篆 was not the start, was not the first. Now we have the oracle bone. Can you see that on the slide? We have the oracle bone first, then we have the bronze. You can see that 经文, the characters inscribed on the bronze. Then we have the 篆书, right? 秦小篆, that is Emperor Qin Shi Huang's small script. Then we have the 隶书, 草书, 行书, and 楷书. So this is a history. Now, right now, the modern, the simplified Chinese, what we use right now in mainland China is a simple Chinese. It's a Chinese Mandarin, so it's 楷书. It's 楷书. But for some artists, for some calligraphy, they prefer to practice this calligraphy to write this. This kind of art, right? Yeah, so that is history of the calligraphy in China. And small script is just one part of this development. Junhan, is that okay for you?
Yeah, that is good.
Great. Good question. Yes. Any others? So let us know if you have any questions, and we are happy to communicate with our students. Even though we couldn't meet face to face, we see you quite often online. Shi Laoshi, what about you? Shi Laoshi.
好的，董老师 thank you so much for show us how to write on the characters. So we may not all have the chance to practice in the class. It's a greater chance we can see the professional writing. So can you tell us, is the Qin Xiaozhuan, what happened? What happened these characters? Is it 1,000 years ago? Because it's different with our character writing right now.
Yes, I just got a question from the Pink Brain Christopher. He asked me about the when did this Qin Xiaozhuan start, who created it. Now, before the Qin state conquered the other 6 rivals and unified China for the first time, I have explained that we had different kinds of writing systems. So Qin unified China in 221 BCE. BCE, that is before Christ era. That is 221 BCE. Now, right now it's 2023. So that is about 2,400 years ago. And Qin small script was developed during the Qin state, during the Warring States period. And after Emperor Qin Shi Huang standardized the writing system in China, it became the only writing system during the Qin dynasty. And then from the Qin dynasty, the calligraphy developed.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I can see that Jian Ai, right? We just have the Wilmington Friends School Ivy. Now she just had her camera on. Is that you, Jian Ai? You have your papers. Great, great. You have the brush, the ink. Nice. So great, right? I can see that, right? So what about the other students? You can show us. Yes, you can turn on your camera, let us know what's your homework, right? What's your work? What's your calligraphy? Hi, yeah. Hi, Jian. Hi, Ivy. Kong Wei Wei, yes, I can see. Powers, Harrison Powers. Wow, Kong Wei Wei. Wow, you practiced. You just did really great job. And Lorenzo. Do I pronounce right? Yeah, Lorenzo. Okay. And
yeah, it's kind of blurred out, but like I did some Chinese on it.
Yes, nice, nice. And Harrison Powers. Harrison Powers, can you just show us your work? Wow, Niu Ma, nice, great, great. Kong Wei Wei, you are great. Lorenzo, you are great. And anybody else? So you can tell the teachers your work. And nice, good learner. And Shitali, what about you? Shitali, nice. Shitali, can you just show us your calligraphy? You can put your calligraphy in front of this camera. Yes, I can say that, right? Great. I'm so proud of you. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, so well done, guys, right? And we are so proud that only by this 45 minutes of online teaching, and you can write the Qing small script. That is really great. Not many Chinese people know how to read and write Qing small script. Now you can tell them you can read and write. Well done, guys. Okay, 施老师 and 徐老师，好了吗？那我们今天就到这儿，好吗？ Okay, 同学们 dear students, and thank you for watching. And 谢谢齐老师，谢谢韩老师 right? Next time, if you have the chance to come to our museum, now you can go to learn from Miss Han 老师 and 齐老师。哎，简爱 right? You work with your mom. Is that your mom? Great, right? And see you next time, guys. And we will give you some other word to chew and see you next time. Bye bye. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Definitely be back soon.
Yeah.
Great.
Bye.